Okay, children, tonight we are going to read I Need My Monster. Halloween special! Yay! This looks particularly interesting to me, actually. It's a new one in my collection. I love it. I found a great used book resource online. Great deals. Get them for nothing. And looking forward to donating a lot of these once I'm done with them. So, I Need My Monster by Amanda Noll and illustrated by Howard McWilliam. Let's get started on the juiciness of this story. It's pretty cool, even the way it starts here. The illustration is kind of hard to see. All these little goblins and monsters. Scary. And what is that? It's an adorable little kid. Oh, so cute. What's he doing? Just having fun illustrating one of his little monsters, little favorite monsters. Is that what he's doing? I think so. Let's find out. All right. So it begins. Looks like evening time, like it is evening right now for me. Wow, look. Let's take a peek first and get into this little kid's world. Looks like it's an old bedroom, and there's a kid looking under his bed, I think. Let's see, let me bring it closer. Look at that. I wonder what he's looking for. Could it be a monster under his bed? Let's find out. It says, tonight, when I looked under the bed for my monster, I found this note instead. Gone fishing. Back in a week. Gabe. There's a note. Little post-it. What was I going to do? Said the kid. I needed a monster under my bed. How was I supposed to get to sleep if my monster was gone? He's checking, all confused. What is this? Note. He's gone for a week. Let's find out further. I tried to sleep, but it wasn't the same without Gabe. I missed his ragged breathing, his nose whistling, the scrabbling of his uncut claws. You can see there. The claws, little nostrils, huge nostrils and everything. All the little things that the kid loved about his little monster. How would I ever get to sleep without Gabe's familiar scary noises and his spooky green ooze? It was no use. Gabe would be gone for a week, and I just had to have a monster. Oh, look at him, he's so sad. Look at his little face. Look at him, poor baby. He misses his monster. What are we gonna do? Look at him, he's sneaking away. I think he came up with a little plan. So he is sneaking away. Little rascal. I climbed quietly out of bed so my parents wouldn't hear me. Grown-ups have some strange ideas about monsters under beds. I knocked on the floorboards, then scrambled back under my covers. I waited nervously. Would a new monster appear? What would he be like? Would his snorting be as cheerful as Gabe's? There he is. When I heard some creaking under my bed, I knew that the substitute monster had arrived. Good evening, said a low, breathy voice. My name is Herbert, and I will be your monster for the evening. Herbert? What kind of name is that for a monster? You don't sound scary at all. Have you ever scared a kid before? A little bit confused. Questioning the monster. Well, said Herbert. No, but I have read all the best books on the topic. Do you have long teeth and scratchy claws? I asked. No, but I have an overbite. Trying to do it. My little doggy used to have one, so cute. I'm not even gonna try. But I have an overbite, and I'm a mouth breather. Listen. Herbert's panting was kind of scary, but it wasn't enough for me. Funny kid. Oh, monster just wasn't scary enough for him. And there he is. There's Herbert. The fancy monster. Listen, Herbert, I'm sorry. I just don't think it's going to work. It's nothing personal, but I really need a monster with claws. There he is with his mustache. Right there. And he says, picky. As you wish. I'll go. There was some more creaking. Then Herbert was gone. Look at him. What a wee little kid. Some scratching warned me that a second monster had appeared. There he is. Well, the kid, looking and thinking, I think a new one has appeared. Cute little face. Good evening, he said in a high, silky voice. My name is Ralph. I understand you need a monster with claws. If you would please lean over, I will hold out an arm for inspection. And the kid's like, maybe I will. I crouched on the edge of the bed, hoping to see a horrible shaggy arm with sharp, ragged nails. There he is checking. See if it fits the bill. Instead, I was surprised to see sleeky, brushed fur with smooth, shiny claws. Excuse me, I don't mean to be rude, I asked, but is that nail polish on your claws? Yes, it is, Ralph replied. I believe professional monsters should always be well groomed. And there he is, showing off his groomed claws. Interesting. I could tell that this was not going to work either. I'm sorry to disappoint you, Ralph, but I need a monster with scary claws, like Gabe's, I thought. I was explaining to him another disappointment. Had to let him go. Wasn't scary enough. Fascinating. I heard some more scratching, and I knew that Ralph was also gone. A minute later, a third voice came from under the bed. Excuse me. A third voice from under the bed rasped. Check out these claws, kid. I gathered my courage and peered over the edge. The claws were impressive, jagged and dark, and razor sharp. So far, so good. I was a little nervous. Could you stick out your tail? I whispered. Sure, but don't get scared. Huge claw. Ooh. This might be a little closer to what he's looking for. Let's see. I peeked through my fingers at the slimy tail slithering over the foot of my bed. That's when I noticed the bow. There's a slimy, ugly, slithery tail, and then, oh, what is that? A bow. A bow on the slimy tail. I should see the rest of her. I'll show you now. Are you a girl monster? Of course I am, she snapped. I'm Cynthia. Do you have a problem with that? Yeah, I do. I admitted. I definitely need a boy monster. Boy monsters are for boys. And girl monsters are for girls. Sorry. That's him explaining. Rewind. Yeah, I do. I definitely need a boy monster. Boy monsters are for boys. And girl monsters are for girls. Everybody knows that. Well, aren't you a picky one? She sniffed, and then she was gone. And that's the rest of her right there, exclaiming back to him. Ay, ay, ay. Was I being too picky? No. I knew that my monster needed to be well-clawed and menacing. The whole point of having a monster, after all, was to keep me in bed, imagining all the scary stuff that could happen if I got out. Obviously. There he is pondering all these things. Very busy little mind the little boy has. Makes sense. It makes sense. It really does. There are all the monsters imagining the shadows of those monsters, illuminating the walls. And he looks a little scared thinking about it too. So cute. Just one last close up. See? Here he is thinking about all that. Then I heard a shuffling noise and some slobbering. fourth monster was under my bed. Hey, the name's Mac. One look at his claws proved that Mac was a big, scruffy boy monster. I shivered. Maybe this one would work out. Those are excellent claws. But do you have a long tail? I leaned over to see and inspect. No. My tail is stumpy, Max slurped. But I do have an unusually long tongue. Why would I be afraid of a long tongue? I asked. Oh, I don't know, he said, trying to sound terrifying. You never know when I might lick you. Oh, I would just break out in laughter if I saw that. So silly looking monster. Oh, look at him. See, he had the same reaction as me. He was not expecting that. A humorous little monster. There you go. Why not? He's so cute. Look at him. So joyful. Just broke out in laughter. He is not expecting that. I fell back on the bed laughing. So cute. Well, if you're not even gonna try to work with me, Mac whined. I held my giggles. I really don't think you should send me away, he warned. Kids who reject 5 monsters in one night. I did not reject 5 monsters tonight, I interrupted. My regular monster went fishing. Fishing, eh? Maybe he just left because you're so picky. Fine, I'm out of here. But I wouldn't expect another monster tonight if I were you. There he is whining and warning him. He's disgruntled, offended. And look at little boy. That face. Priceless. How was I ever gonna get sleep without my monster? Oh, there. Trying to figure that out. I'm seriously confused. I was surprised to hear more creaking under the bed. Loud creaking with scratching. I thought no more monsters were going to appear tonight, I said. Sorry I'm late, kid. Phew. It was Gabe. I thought I would enjoy fishing, but I didn't, he explained. Those fish scared too easily. No challenge at all. You, however, are challenging, my friend. You're almost too old to be afraid of monsters. You keep me on my toes. Ah, toes, a delicious snack. The bed quivered as Gabe's stomach rumbled with hunger. Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to start the evening with an ominous puddle of drool. I peeked over the edge of the bed. Green ooze spread soundlessly from underneath. Fascinated that his little monster was back. Fascinated and content. Then the bed trembled as Gabe unfurled his spiked tail, big spiked tail. He was daring me to guess where he might pop up. I shivered. There's his big tail unfurling. There he is, shivering. Old monster still scares him. Looks like it's working out. Monster's doing a good job. So, you had some substitute monsters tonight? Gabe said, sharpening his claws on my bedpost. Were you scared? Then Gabe started tapping. Waiting for little boy's response. Were you scared? Did they do their job? I could tell he wanted to know if I still needed him. No other monster can scare me like you, I giggled, diving under my covers and pulling them up tight. Through the blanket, I heard Gabe's soft, comforting snores. Ha! I knew it. We're made for each other. He growled. And he's just... Oh, now that's sweet. Sweet and twisted. Just like a Halloween story should be. When my blanket started to slip off the bed, I knew Gabe was ready to eat. Now, if you could please stick out your foot, he said. I'd like to nibble your pinky. I yanked my blanket back up and scrunched my feet in so Gabe couldn't get them. No toes tonight, but you can have this. I offered, pushing a pillow off the bed. I didn't even hear it hit the floor. Then a fight with the monster. Gabe was back. The ooze was perfect. Everything was back to normal. I shivered again. I'd be asleep in no time. Fascinating Halloween story, isn't it, my children? There he is, cozy in bed. Everything back to the way he remembered it. Even a monster could comfort us sometimes, can't they? When we're so used to them. I hope you enjoyed the Halloween story. Have a scary and fun, but safe Halloween weekend, kids. Big hugs.